This is still example 12C, but I'm going to redo this problem using conversion chains. Let me go get my pen turned on over here. So there are 4 questions in this problem. This is the first one. What is the dosage in terms of milligrams per minute? That's number 1. Underline that. And here's the second guy. This is number 2. You have to ignore this thing over here. I don't know what that's there for. Number 3 is going to be right over here, this question. And finally, number 4 is going to be that guy. All right. So first things first. Let's say again what we have. Here's the strength, 50 milligrams per 250 milliliters. And this is how it's running. Okay, 5 micrograms per kilogram per minute. And as we said before, the kilograms are associated with the patient's weight, and they do give us the weight. And this guy over here, per milliliter, is the drip rate. Drip rate. That guy right there. And they're asking over here, notice over here it's 20 drops per milliliter, but over here they want they're interested in how many drops per minute. And the drops per minute, this is the drop rate. Okay, so I'm going to do the first thing. How many milligrams per minute? So I can go ahead, I'm going to start with the guy's weight or the patient's weight. I'm going to set up a little conversion chain, 65 kilograms, and I'm going to make use of this fellow right here. I'm going to figure out how many milligrams per minute instead of micrograms per kilogram per minute. And what do I put? What do I put where? Well, I'm going to take this number, and the kilograms had better be on the bottom, so I'm liking it the way it is. 5 micrograms for 1 kilogram, and this is per minute. And if I do that and I multiply those two, I end up with 325. You know, I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to hold off. 1 second. Let me go erase this. I don't like that. Okay, because I can do a better job. Okay, this is wanting micrograms per minute, and so far what I have are the kilograms dropping off and giving me micrograms per minute, but I want milligrams, so I'm going to go ahead and include in this a conversion going from micrograms to milligrams. Well, what is that? 1 milligram is equal to 1,000 micrograms. So now I'm going to multiply 65 times 5 and divide that by 1,000. Divide that by 1,000. And I end up with, let me make sure I have this right. I end up with 0.325. And I'm going to check that. 65 times 5 divided by 1,000. Okay, 0.325. 0.325. And the units here, those guys are gone. Those guys are gone, leaving me with milligrams per minute. Milligrams per minute, which is what they asked me for. So that's the answer to question number 1. This was number 1. So let's look at number 2. Now they want to know, well, what is it for an hour? Well, that's easy. I can go ahead and just take my answer from the first one, which is 0.325 milligrams per minute, and I'm going to change that to hours. Minutes on top, hours on the bottom. 60 minutes and 1 hour is equal to, so I still have that answer sitting in my calculator, so I'm just going to multiply him by 60, and I get 19.5. So 19.5 minutes are gone, leaving me with milligrams per hour. Milligrams per hour. Okay, so I'm happy about that. if I can finish writing the letter. Okay, so now number 3. On number 3, they want to know, well, what is this in milliliters per hour? Right now, I have milligrams per hour. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my milligrams per hour. I'm going to put that here, 19 point, that's terrible. Let me erase that. Okay, let me get back and get that. So at 19.5 milligrams for 1 hour. And I want to convert these milligrams over to milliliters. Well, what do I have that can do that? This is milliliters. 19. No, wait a second. Wait. These are hours. I can't read my own writing. Let me go grab that eraser one more time and fix this. Still learning how to do this, so you have to bear with me. So come over here, and this is hours. There we go. I feel better. So I want to go from milligrams to milliliters. Well, what do I have? This is the guy that I have. 50 milligrams per 250 milliliters. Well, where are the milligrams going to go, and where are the grams, where are the milliliters going to go? Milligrams have to go on the bottom, in the opposite location, which puts milliliters on the top. So it says 250 milliliters, and the milligrams was 50. And if I did this right, the milligrams will drop out, leaving me with milliliters per hour. And that's exactly what they asked me for. What is it in terms of milliliters per hour? So I'm just going to go ahead and just do that multiplication. So I still have 19.5 sitting in my calculator, times 250, and that's divided by 50. And so I'm getting 97.5. 97.5 milliliters per hour. Milliliters per hour. Okay, so finally, now I'm going to do, let me see if I can scroll this down a little bit. Okay, I'm going to do question number 4 over here. Question number 4. Let me clean that up. Okay, and it's asking me, well, what is that in terms of drops per minute? Now remember, so far I have milliliters per hour. I want to go to drops per minute. Well, this is the guy that has the drops in it. Okay, 20 drops per milliliter. So I could use him to change my milliliters over to drops. And then and they want the answer in terms of minutes, so I'm going to have to change my hours back to minutes. That's okay. I can do that. That's easy. So I'm going to say 19.5 milliliters for 1 hour. 1 hour. Multiply that by what I had here. Let's see, what was I using? 20 GTTS. 20 GTTS per milliliter. So 20 GTTS for 1 milliliter. And you can see these guys are going to get knocked out right there. And then leaving me with GTTS per hour, but I want to change those hours. 1 hour over 60 minutes. 60 minutes. So there goes the hours. Those guys are gone. Okay, so 19.5 times 20, or excuse me, I put the wrong number in here. That wasn't good. This is, let me go get my eraser. There we go. Oh boy. So 97.5. 97.5. Okay, 97.5 times 20, and I'm going to divide that by 60, and I end up with 32.5. 32.5 GTTS per minute. Per minute, because the hours dropped out, the milliliters dropped out, GTTS right there per minute. And there you have it. I know it was a really long explanation. I'm still getting used to doing this, so that's my best shot.